Let's talk about a problem that plagues almost every single early-stage company. The thing is, it often goes completely undiagnosed. It's called the ownership vacuum, and it might be silently killing your team's execution right now, as we speak.
And this right here, this is the #1 symptom. Seriously, start listening for it in your meetings, in your Slack channels. That phrase, "someone should." It sounds so harmless, right? Like a helpful little suggestion. But in reality, it's a massive, flashing red flag that your team's momentum is just leaking away drop by painful drop.
I bet this scene looks pretty familiar. You've got a room full of smart, motivated people, and they're all staring at the same important task. They all agree it needs to be done. But because that responsibility is spread out across the whole group, no single person feels accountable to actually do it. So the task just hangs there, untouched.
Okay, so what is really going on? Why is that one little phrase so dangerous? Because it's not just about one forgotten task. It's a symptom of something much deeper, a structural issue baked into your team's operating system. What looks like simple procrastination is actually a total system failure.
And this is where we finally give the problem its name, the ownership vacuum. It's that empty space where a person's name should be. And the rule here is just brutally simple. If a task has no single owner, it will not get done. That's not a possibility, folks. That's a law of physics for startups.
Think of this as the diagnosis. If you could x-ray your team's entire workflow, this is exactly what you'd see. It's not a broken gear, it's a missing one, right? Where a single accountable owner is supposed to be, there's just a void. This is how we make a really invisible problem visible.
And look, don't make the mistake of thinking this is just some small organizational quirk. This vacuum is an active drain on your startup's most precious, most finite resource, momentum. It creates drag, it introduces friction, and it slowly grinds all your progress to a halt, all while being completely invisible to the team.
So what are these hidden costs? Let's actually break them down. Stalled execution. That's the obvious one. But what about duplicated work? When two people start the exact same task because nobody knew who owned it. Deadlines get blown past. And this one is crucial. Team morale starts to tank. People get so frustrated when it feels like nothing is ever moving forward. All of this just adds up to a massive pile of wasted momentum.
And this is what that breaking point sounds like. It's the question that finally gets asked out loud in frustration when a project has stalled for the third time. It's the collective sigh of a team that knows they're working hard but seeing zero results. This is the peak pain point, and it's caused directly by that ownership vacuum.
But here is the critical shift in thinking. The good news is that this isn't a character flaw. Your team isn't lazy, they aren't unmotivated. You have a flaw in your system. And you know what? Unlike changing people, changing a system is actually pretty straightforward. It just requires a simple, deliberate patch.
And here it is. This is the patch. It's a super simple process with 3 totally non-negotiable parts. First, assign one owner. Not 2, not the marketing team, exactly one accountable human. Second, define the one immediate next step. Not the whole 10-step plan, just the very next action. And finally, set one clear due date for that step. This kind of radical clarity is what creates speed. It's that simple.
The transformation when you do this is, well, it's pretty dramatic. On the left, you see the chaos of the void, that ambiguity, that leaking momentum. But after you apply the ownership patch, you get a clean system. Every single task has an owner and a next step. Tasks stop floating around and they just snap right into an orderly queue. Execution doesn't just stop leaking, it actually starts to accelerate.
So, let's land the plane on the single most important takeaway from all of this. The next time you feel that frustration of stalled progress, I want you to resist the urge to blame people. Look at the system instead. The failure isn't in your team's motivation, it's in the process that they're being asked to use. You fix the system, and I promise you, you will unleash your team.